Hello everyone, I'm Faded Oasis. Thank you for tuning into my stream here on twitch.tv/Faded Oasis or watching the VOD on youtube.com/at Faded Oasis. Hi Molly, how are you? Today, I'm going to turn this music down immediately. There we go, that's good. Today, we're building more of the LEGO Enterprise, which, as you can see, the the drive section is done and looks spectacular. But our saucer section is kind of just a support beam right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and build as much of that as I can today. There we go. Let's just keep it off of there as I'm building this. Go ahead and set this back here. In shot, mostly. About like this. There we go, that looks nice. And I almost have access to my buttons here. Alright, so I was rushing to prep everything and didn't grab the next bag out of the box. I don't even know what number it is. I don't know where we are. Help, what is this? Who am I? What year is it? Bag 17. There we go. Alright. Let's find bag 17 in this book. What bag was that? 16. Oh, great. We're not too far. We did all this. There it is. Alright, I'm going to mute so I can unpack this. All right. So we got a lot of these long. That mic is really loud. How about this? That seems better. Yeah. All right. So we've got a lot of these long pieces here. And the rest of them. All right, we're starting with 3 of these and a 6x1. Add some ramps and a 2x1. I have to do this 2 times, so I'm going to do the other one also. Alright, another ramp on the top of each with a greenish tan, like an olive green, 1x1. So some important LEGO news today. Not really important unless you care about Pokemon. They just announced the first official Pokemon LEGO sets today. There is the big expensive set. You just got killed in Among Us. Well, you should have run away from the imposter then. I don't know. Yeah, so they announced the big Pokemon Lego sets. There's the big set, which is Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise on a giant landscape thing. And that's $650. And it looks like probably about half to two-thirds, well, probably half to three-fifths of the pieces, like 50 to 60%, are in just the base with the landscape. So the Pokemon don't even take up that much of the pieces. Yeah, it's expensive. It is 6,800 pieces, and you can separate it. Hey Pug, how are you? You can separate it into 3 different sections, one for each of the Pokemon, and then you can take the Pokemon off of theirs. Yes, I am talking about the Pokemon Lego thing. It's super expensive, and I'm probably not gonna get it. In fact, I'm definitely not gonna get it. Then there's a Pikachu at a much more reasonable $200, which I'm also not going to get because it doesn't. You're kind of proud of me of what, not buying a Lego set? There's the Pikachu, which I'm not going to get because it's $200 and looks really weird. I determined. I'm impressed if you bought it. I'd be impressed if I'd have bought it too, considering it doesn't come out for like 6 weeks. They just announced it. They didn't. It's not a release yet. Yeah, there's a $200 Pikachu, which it looks really weird. The face doesn't look right. And it's also got a base that looks like it's more than half the pieces. So I'm not getting that either. Intended to? Yeah, I get it. And then there's an Eevee, which is $60. It's the smallest of the sets, obviously. And that's the one that I was most thinking about getting because it looks nice, and I am a fan of Eevee. And then I looked out of curiosity at the previous. Oh, hi, Heller. The previous sets that the previous block building sets for Pokemon, specifically from Mega Blocks. Most of those look horrendous, except for the running Pikachu, Pikachu in motion and Eevee in motion, where they're on a stand that has a crank, and they can they'll be running. Those look nice. They didn't seem too expensive, so I ordered them. Yeah, that's right. Lego announced new official Pokemon kits, and I bought Mega Blocks instead. So they're in the mail. They'll be here eventually. The eyes look a bit off. Oh, the Pikachu or the Eevee? Because I could see you saying that about either one of them. The eyes on the Eevee, the official Lego Eevee, look pretty big, like maybe too big. go. Oh, I should be working on it like this. Not that it matters because they're symmetrical, but... How many of this do we do? One. Okay. And then we do a mirrored one, presumably, but I'm not going to jump the gun. Mega Bloks is Lego? No. Mega Bloks is not Lego. Mega Bloks is their own company that has not as strict quality control, and thus very quickly gets touted as the cheap knockoff brand. Glanced at it a few hours ago. Yeah, that's fair. But Mega Bloks had the contract to make Pokemon plastic block figures for the last few years, actually. And we're spinning it like this. So this is going like this. And it's lined up with that. Okay. But yeah, I didn't really look into Pokemon building stuff. Mostly because at the time I wasn't really into Lego as much as I've gotten into it the past year. What is this? All right, we got a blue piece here with this black 2x2 circular with a center pip, and then a single red pip on that, and one of these black 2x2s that looks like it's got a heat sink. There we go. Eevee looked fine. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. The eyes seem a little bit big on the official Lego Eevee. They tried to do something with Pikachu. Pikachu has a very particular face shape where it's got like a tiny snout that I think makes it extremely hard to put in block form. Unless you make like custom molded, this is the Pikachu's nose part of the build. So the 1K price tag, oh, is it 1,000? I don't know if the Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise is 1,000 for you. It's $650 for that. $650 US dollars for Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. It was $200 for Pikachu and $60 for Eevee. So not cheap. This piece didn't end up clipped onto any of this, so we've got to build this first so we can clip it on. Do this and then snap it down like this. Yeah, there's nothing for it to... Weird. All three together would be around the 1K? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't. I mean, I guess if you're really into Pokemon and Lego, I could see someone spending 1,000, but probably not all at once. They'd probably buy the big kit um, for the gift with purchase, because that's not going to be forever. And then buy the Pikachu and Eevee when they restock. I am expecting all of these to sell out day 2, let's say. Because they're probably going to release on... They gave a release date. I didn't look up what day of the week it was. It's probably a Friday, so they'll sell out on Saturday. And that's going off of being able to buy this kit on a Saturday. And then the restock's going to come in like a few months after that, but there won't be the gift with purchase. So if you buy the... Not to do Lego's marketing for them, but I guess what is this stream if not that? The big kit of the starters. If you buy that for the first run, it comes with a gift of a small kit of the Lego first 8 Pokemon badges for the Kanto area. And that kit looks amazing. I would pay probably $40 for that. But it's gift with purchase only. You have to buy the expensive kit for it. And I'm just like, I don't know how I missed it, but I see the Pikachu, and yeah, that looks awful. Yeah, it's not great. And like I looked at it for Venus, Blastoise, Charizard does look great. Yeah, and like you can take the Pokemon off of the base and like separate the base into 3 components. You can do a lot with how to display it. But if you only care about the Pokemon and not the base, it's like half the pieces are just wasted. And I'd probably display it with the whole thing, but thinking about how many pieces it is, 6,800, and then saying, okay, well, the base is probably 4,000, leaving about 3,000 for the Pokemon. So each Pokemon is about 1,000, and 1,000 pieces isn't actually that big. Especially when most of the pieces are, 2x1s or 1x1s. And yeah, if you're big into both Pokemon and Lego, I could see you being like super happy about this. And if you have a lot of money, that's a prerequisite here. I don't know what the heck we're building here, what this inner structure that we're building is. This is the interior of the saucer section. And I'm presuming, I know that this is the the back edge where it lines up with here. And presumably the front goes like right here. So this is in the center of what is probably the center vertically. So I don't know why we're doing all this stuff, what it's supposed to mean. All right, bag 18. These are the widest ramps I've ever seen. It's 1 block tall on this side. Here. Down to 1 plate tall over here. Less than a plate tall. And it's an 8x6. That's insane. And I got 3 of them. You're going to be picking a lot of how good it looks as trickery, like your eyes wander over the sets. Look out for big custom prices, stickers, and lazy shapes. Feels a lot like 700 and 200. Feels a lot less like 700 and 200, maybe. Question block looked great when you were building it. Yeah, absolutely. Were there any stickers in that build? Bowser and Mario are printed. Here's a mustache. Bob-omb was printed. The paintings were printed. I don't remember any stickers in that build. And like, the entirety of the build is either functional or the paintings were stickers. No, they were printed on because I got a duplicate of each. I thought. Yeah, there were no stickers, and everything in that build was either extremely functional, its support pieces and hinge pieces and stuff like that, or its design to make it look like Bob-omb Battlefield and Cool Mountain, and there's nothing in the entire build that feels wasted. Everything has a purpose. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know. There's some stuff about some of the more recent... I mean, my previous LEGO builds here were Rivendell and the Shire, and those all were good, had purpose for pretty much everything. Yeah. There's a few things about this build, and I'm sure there's a bunch about the Pokemon that would be making it structurally sound. So we've got this 2x2 here that I'm not sure has a purpose unless something... Oh, you can't see it when with my hands over it. There's this round 2x2, this tan one. that if nothing connects onto the top of it, will have no purpose whatsoever. There's this red dot that if nothing connects onto it, will have no purpose whatsoever. Now, if something does connect to it, I'll point that out. But I'm assuming that we're about to cover it all up, and maybe it's supposed to be some like little secret, like in Rivendell, how the Eye of Sauron is under the pedestal at the meeting area. Like maybe this is supposed to be some clever little secret for like huge fans of Star Trek, but I thought I was a huge fan of Star Trek, and I don't know what that is. And there's no real interior to this. There's no hallways or anything. We didn't build an engineering section in the drive section here. There were no rooms because everything's so small comparatively. So if this is supposed to be a thing, I'm not sure what it is. And I can totally see them doing that with Pokemon a lot too. I kind of wish they wouldn't, but you know. Alright, we're flipping this over. So this is now quote-unquote right side up. This goes across here. I would love to be proven wrong and like have them plug things in a way that will click and make a whole lot of sense, and I'll go, oh, of course that's why they did it. But right now I'm not seeing the vision. So this goes here. Just my reaction here, I think I like this because it's a miniature and the Pokemon are clearly life-size. Well, Pokemon aren't life-size. Charizard's 5 feet tall. You know who else had a vision? Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry wanted to make a TV show. He wanted to make a space western. I heard that guy survived 3 plane crashes. Did he really? Or is that some meme that you're spouting? Data in that one dream episode? Yes, Data had a dream. He had several dreams in that episode. There was an anvil, and he was hammering a tool, and then it turned into a crow and flew away. And then there was a phone ringing, but it was inside him, and everyone's like, why aren't you answering that? And then there were some miners that were like people doing mining work, not underage people. And they were ripping apart the wall of the Enterprise. Data's dreams were weird. Yes, and a cellular peptide cake with mint frosting. That's the only Worf impression you're gonna get out of me. I love that. A phone inside you that you aren't answering. Damn, that's cool. That's Pink Floyd feeling. That's like one of those bullshit questions that therapists or psychologists will ask you. Like, you're imagining a turtle that's flipped over or like on its back and you're not helping it. Why aren't you helping it? I'm like, you put that image into my head. I didn't put that image into my head. I'm not flipping it over because you just told me I'm not flipping it over. What does that mean? I don't have a psychology degree, so I'll never understand the purpose of that exercise. got a long thing here. I like that all of the 2x2 squares in this section are these ice blue. They look very cool. I didn't mean like in a pun way. I meant they look awesome. You know that's a Blade Runner quote, is it? I've seen Blade Runner once and I was half paying attention. Is that like a determine you're not a replicant question? Can't tell if that's just a line or psychology. I had heard it somewhere. I don't know if psychologists actually use it. I may have been misattributing some feelings toward the psychological industry. That seems like a term I shouldn't use. That term seems incorrect. Hydrate. Yes, everyone hydrate. Everyone take a drink of water right now. You're gonna refill your water bottle. Okay. I get to put one of these nice big stickers on that says 1701D. Oh, wait a minute. This one is 2 separate stickers. I'm putting on the big gold bronze? Yeah, the bronze one. So I'm gonna need some space. One of these. Alright, put that on there. Push these aside, but not off my desk. It's a sentient test for the replicants? Okay. So I was just wrong then. I apologize to any psychologists and or therapists out there who are watching my stream. Also, cool that you're watching my stream, thank you. So there is bloody A, B, C, or D. The holodeck lied to us. It wasn't the holodeck. No, it... There's so many things wrong with what you just said, Heller. And you know them. Alright, it's a pretty big sticker. What's going to be the best way to put this on? At least I'm not putting it on a curved piece. That was a nightmare. Alright, let's go like this. Actually go like this. You can tell that it's like... Yeah, there you go. Like it's shiny bronze. Very cool, the ink that they used. Beautiful. Perfect. Look at that. Couldn't have been better. Actually could not have been better. That looks perfectly centered. Why's my camera all the way over here today? Whatever. I'll have to readjust it later. Zoom back out. Nope, I said zoom back out. There we go. I just noticed this piece is curved. Well. So we need that. We need 2 what look like 1x4s. That's one. There's another. 2 of those. 1 of those. These. And these. I'm curious as to why looks like there's a big notch taken out of this piece, but I'm sure we'll find out. Yep. Oops. More tiles. I guess my problem that I had with that red piece in the build earlier is that it feels like it's not going to be useful. Because then I just put this here. It's like tiny little peg thing. That definitely feels like it's going to be useful. Whereas the red piece feels like we're going to cover it up. Ate some cereal with banana. Looks like I missed references. Well, I got to put a sticker on. It's this one that says 1701D. And then Heller said that the holodeck lied to us. There is an A, B, C, or D. And I'm like, that's wrong on so many different reasons, and you know why. Alright, then we get the important one. Now's when I need to make a decision. Check out this sticker I'm putting on. Or the sticker I'm about to put on. Alright, on the front here, we need a black 3x1 tile. And on that tile, we get this sticker here. Get up close so you can see. Oh, you can see that really well, can't you? USS Enterprise, Galaxy Class Starfleet Registry, NCC 1701D. To boldly go where no one has gone before. This is the original print run of these stickers. They have since fixed that error, but forgot to turn on one of the layers in their software. So the bolts in the corners and the circle around the emblem are missing on that version. I don't know if they've made a third version of it now. Did they actually fix that? I don't know. But my decision here is, do I use my Boldy sticker? I think I do. Why is the camera shaking? Oh, I know why. 1 second. Oh, I should mute the mic. There we go. That'll fix some jitters. Just a light earthquake, nothing to worry about. No, I realized that my desk slowly shifts that way, and it bumps when it's up against the stand that's holding my camera. It means I can shake the camera very easily. Oh my god. Just save the VOD of you taking the sticker off. That means aliens are going to see this VOD when they watch the sticker unsticking. What? What are you talking about? At least they didn't insult Captain Picard by making it say to baldly go. I mean, that's not an insult, though, because in the future, nobody cares. That's a quote from Gene Roddenberry. I realized I may have skipped information in my brain, omitted critical information. Yes. Yes, you did, Pug. That's okay, though. I forgive you. I've definitely done that before. Where my brain was just thinking 5 steps ahead, and I don't say one of those steps, and everyone's like, wait, what? How did we get here? The sticker is valuable because it's a misprint. It's not valuable, though. Every set has it. It's only as valuable as any given piece. Like, Crusher's hair here is precisely as valuable because this hair was never printed in this color, molded in this color before. So, the hair piece exists as often as this sticker does. I guess it exists more often now because they've made more kits with the wrong sticker. No, the kits still have the same sticker. You just have to mail in, or like get them to mail you all their sticker or something. You can unmake the hair? What? I can unmake the sticker. I've got a lighter around here somewhere. Beautiful. Alright, so this goes on the front here with a 2x1 next to it. You can take the hair off and put it back in the box, I guess, but I mean, who would take that sticker off? Why would you want to? That's where it gets displayed or something. Oh, I should zoom back out, sorry. Too far. Let's go here. So this goes here, so now we've got our faceplate, or our nameplate there. Oh, right. Okay. So this is the shuttle bay, because we're about to put a shuttle on it. And a shuttle is composed of 2 pieces, but we're not quite there yet. Given enough years when civilization has fallen and aliens watch Star Trek TV broadcasts that are still traveling through space, they're going to want to find all the merchandise. But it's going to take them a while to get here. Okay. Look at the world's tiniest little shuttlecraft. So cute. Also, we put these. I mean, so by the time they get here, there aren't going to be any stickers left. But there will be this rare video of you taking the sticker off. Oh, put this on the other thing is what it's saying. There it goes. Make sure everything's nice and fit. I love how disappointed in me you sound. I'm not disappointed. I'm just angry. No, I mean, I'm confused mostly. I don't know how to respond. First, what universe exists where the stickers for this don't exist? But for some reason, the magnetic hard drive that has this video on it is still there and functioning. And the aliens know how to read it. Versus some collector who shoved this box into a storage unit as soon as they got it and they're never going to open it. Okay, good questions. Allow me to answer. Go for it. Can't wait to hear this. Alright, I get to put a sticker on one of the big ramps. And it goes centered in the ramp. Oh, this is going to look terrible. It's going to be so hard to line this up. There are no guidelines on this. Oh, hold on. I need to build a thing around this to give me guidelines to put things. Let's do this. Let's do it with these. We'll use. No, those don't work because they have pips on both sides. We'll use these. That'll work. These are too high. These. Actually, I don't need the extra blue pieces, do I? Okay, so that's straight across. It doesn't quite snap down, but that's fine, because that's in place. And nope, that does shift. Okay, so that's straight across. So now I can line up the sticker with that. And the note that's in text in the instruction manual here says the quote barcode decoration here represents the windows of the Enterprise's Arboretum. Okay, Pug says, once we figure out bulk industrial atomic fusion or fission of platinum, we'll have the ability to mass produce a substance that we can make into long-lasting data storage. Absolutely. Once we figure all that out, we'll have the ability to put my then decades-old VODs that nobody cares about onto them. You're right. I'm just imagining Lur, ruler of planet Omicron Persei 8, seeing this VOD and being irritated about not knowing what a Star Trek is. We can probably make other stuff too, but the platinum is my first guess, at which point all data can be stored in physically printed platinum tablets and archived to save on energy costs on the scale of thousands of years, probably. I mean, yeah, but who's gonna want to watch my VOD a millennia from now? I do feel that needs to be lowered. Alright, we'll do this the other way. Alright, hold it in place like that. Is that going to be centered? No. No, it won't be. There we go. That's a little high, but that looks good. And once it's on the thing, you'll never know. Where did the guard for these tweezers go? Here it is. No one will have died from something. So the issue I'm seeing here, Puck, is first the aliens need to come here after seeing our radio broadcasts of Star Trek. Then I guess TNG was broadcast over VHF, so they could have seen that. So they can skip a step and just watch Next Generation directly. But then they need to come here and not only care about any physical objects from Star Trek, which have long since gone away, except for all of the plastic everything that's everywhere. But then they also need to find any sort of data storage that we have. They need to recognize that it's data storage, even though it looks nothing like what they've seen in Star Trek. And then they need to decode it, scan all of it, analyze it, sort it, and then someone who's interested in Star Trek needs to say, oh, I'm going to go look for VODs that got 8 views. A friend says you need Sonic music to play in the background. I didn't grow up with Sonic games, so I have no reference for any of that music. Also, Game Chops did not have any Sonic music, so I would need to find someone who is selling royalty-free music, buy it from them, so I didn't have to pay a license and wouldn't have to worry about getting my VODs muted. And then I'd end up picking all the wrong songs because I don't know anything about Sonic music. Might as well skip straight to the Gold Press Latinum at that rate. Well, like, basically, we just need to start storing data on those giant plastic cards that look like this from original series that would just slot into things. I guess they were like painted wood, probably, weren't they? But still. Just like seeing Spock sitting there swapping out all of the giant cards. Anyway, what was I doing? So these windows are supposed to be for the Arboretum. I need to go back and watch Star Trek again. And find like the 3 episodes that take place in the or that feature the Arboretum. And see if there are shuttlecraft leaving through the window or above the windows. Because that'd be a really cool detail that I bet they wouldn't have included for budget reasons. Like the card that makes chicken soup. Yes, the card makes the chicken soup. Absolutely. They'll do that. They'll do that eventually because they'll be bored. I don't know. If you're sitting there bored and you're that big a fan of Star Trek, would you go looking through random piles of data that probably don't have anything interesting, or would you just rewatch Star Trek? Because I know what I'd choose. If these aliens are as big as the nerds you think they are, and they'd be that interested in seeing some random streamer, then they'd be more interested in just rewatching Deep Space Nine. It's possible that they'll just want the platinum. Consider oil. Yeah, like, they might say, ooh, platinum like, we could melt this down, get all the value of it, and then never even realize that it's data storage at all. Alright, we're building another long thing. Oh, this is probably the roof of the shuttle bay, isn't it? But yeah, they'll do that eventually because they'll be bored. It's possible. I'm reading messages that I've already read. Molly, I think that only works if you purposefully stumble over it when you realize it doesn't scan. The roof of the shuttle bay. oil is long chain hydrocarbons, so it could be really interesting data storage of like crustaceans. Absolutely. Or, I mean, it is, because it's storing the instructions for how to build a crustacean. And we're just like, now we can go faster? Yeah. That's why I stopped at shuttle, but I'm not building the roof of a shuttle. I'm building the roof of the shuttle bay. It instructs the replicator, but yeah. Oh my god, I am happy that chat is going so fast that I can't read everything. Thank you, everyone. It instructs the replicator, but yeah, from one of the time travel episodes, they beam up some random security card. Oh, yeah. I don't think the card makes soup. I think it's just instructions for soup. Or it's a currency card. Because they still have credits or something, I don't know. And he's just like, I want some soup. Food dispenser, give me soup. Almost forgot to spell syllables for a minute. Shuttle and fire, same. I assume you mean how to spell syllables and not that you forgot to spell the word. Okay, Pug. I know it's probably a typo, but it's funnier if I read it exactly as you wrote it, so I'm sorry. But if you're aliens and you figured out FTL and that this planet had life on it, you might not just go, let's melt down the platinum because you already have replicators. I like if you're aliens. He never tells it to make soup? Oh. Well, maybe that's all he can afford. And the ship's computer's like, alright, I'll go easy on you, man. I understand. We all been there. Oh, it's not a typo? Alright, this goes here. Make sure everything snaps down. There we go. It's getting pretty big. Okay. Step 73. What the heck is this? Alright, we take a white side pip piece, add one of these, add one of these, and one of these, and then this, and another one of these, and why not one of these? And this goes, oh, spin this around again. This goes there? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, so the white pips are going down here. Alright. And then does it do the same? See you later, Heller. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yep, same thing on the other side. So we start with 1. There we go. One can probably safely assert that you can scale down technology before you scale up. Getting more power is hard because you kind of need to get to Dyson sphere level. You can't always scale down though, because you can't change the size or distance between atoms. There are particles that there is no smaller version of them that. So now I'm going off on a tangent here. Like, if you're creating laboratory models to try and research something and you're saying, okay, let's do wind resistance. I don't want to have a whole car in this wind tunnel. Let's make a 3D print of the car to see how wind resistant it is. That doesn't really work because the air particles are not smaller. And it still acts the same. It'll act differently than at real scale. Let's go here. Yeah. So, like, it's not always possible to scale in both directions. There are things to consider. I'm not entirely sure why I jumped to wind tunnel, but like that's just the first example I could think of. Is like people try to scale things down, but they don't scale everything down, just what seems easy to scale down. As I'm saying, there's no amount of platinum that we, a non-spacefaring civilization, can produce that an alien race would be interested in. They get here, they've got better shit than us. It depends on... So I haven't done a full inventory of the universe. I don't know how much platinum is actually out there. And if it can be... Oh, sorry for bumping that camera. If it can be synthesized. But we got to the moon without having to get, like, a whole lot of platinum. We certainly had enough on this planet. And going through space is really just going to the moon but longer, and you don't have to really worry about how fast you're going. Or, like... Momentum will carry you there. There's no wind resistance in space. Just point your rocket at a different place. So if it turns out that we happen to be the closest source of abundant platinum with how much we have on Earth, then they might come here. This is, of course, assuming that A, aliens exist, and B, they want platinum. Hey, you know, it's actually a material that is found somewhat abundantly on Earth and nowhere else in the known universe, oil. Maybe they want oil for some reason. And they're like, Earth's got a lot of life. They got oil under those rocks. Maybe that's why they're coming here. We're doing the flip turnways thing. Which way is this? This is now upside down, like this. Let's just get snapped to here. Like that. Alright. And then we need 2 of these ramps. Okay, so these do go on that 2x2 I mentioned. So we are doing something here. I don't know if this red pip has a meaning yet, but... Oop. Oh, we get a new minifig! And it's a good one. Not to imply that any of the other ones that we've gotten were not good, but like, I'm gonna shut up and just keep going. Where's his hair in this bag? The trivia in this book leaves a little something to be desired. The text in the book right here says Lieutenant Commander Data's cat is named Spot, even though the cat playing the role did not, in fact, have spotted fur. Okay. I feel like the gap you have to cross to get from any other star system with a habitable zone to here is very big. An atomic synthesis. Can we do that? No, we can't do that. I mean, we can synthesize rare elements for not very long in a laboratory setting in very low quantities. So I guess if we diverted a whole lot of resources to just making those, we could. But it's also extremely energy intensive. I don't know. The book could easily have had a little bit more interesting trivia, like Data's cat Spot was male up until they wrote an episode where Spot was pregnant. And then from that point forward, Data's cat Spot was female. We can do that. We can't get to Alpha Centauri. We can get to Alpha Centauri. It just would take a very long time. I mean, we've got 2 spacecraft that are outside the solar system right now. Voyager 1 and 2. Yeah, they don't really go into it in the show, but Data uses male pronouns for his cat. Everyone uses male pronouns for Spot up until the episode where Spot's cat gets pregnant as a side effect of something happening to the whole ship. Like, is that the episode where everyone's de-evolving or some bullshit? That doesn't make any sense, because why would some humans de-evolve into lizard people and others de-evolve into monkeys and others de-evolve? Like, that's not what evolution is. It was the 90s. They barely understood anything. There we go. Data and Cat. There's a lot of Star Trek that is obvious was now, from what we know, is obvious that it was not written by a scientist, which is fair. It's not a show. I mean, it's a show loosely about science, but it doesn't. The tension isn't in the science; it's in the interpersonal relationships, and you can write that without knowing a dang thing about science. Molly, are you still here? Somewhat. Do you remember why in the... First, do you remember that episode? And second, do you remember why Barclay de-evolved into a lizard in that episode? The one where everyone started de-evolving in Next Generation? Because it never really made sense to me. All the other humans, most of the other humans ended up some form of ape, and Barclay's just like, nah, lizard, it's fine. Oh, a spider. Right, it was a spider. None of that episode made sense. Cool, glad we're on the same page. Also, Data's male cat up until that point was pregnant. So, no longer a male cat. And that was just a writing continuity error. They used male pronouns, and then whoever wrote that episode didn't realize that Spot was male, and wrote in a cat pregnancy. These go here. I need a 6x1 over the front. Come on. I think the biggest risk is an alien race that's been anti-prime directived. Told to just destroy all life. Well, I mean, like... The biggest risk is an alien race that needs to remove our planet to make room for a hyperspace bypass. This is a Hitchhiker's Guide reference. Because they'll just show up and they'll be like, yo, we've had plans for a hyperspace bypass through this area for the past 100,000 of your years. And it's not our fault if you don't show up and mention that you had an issue with this. Yo, want to hear my poetry? No. I had to make 2 of these? I didn't even notice. I did have to make 2 of these. Okay. Go back here. I need these. Come on. There we go. Alright. And one more underside piece here. And now we've got 2 of these things. These go here and here. My computer keeps trying to warn me that my mouse has low battery, so give me 1 second. If an alien race found another extinct race's FTL stuff and got it working, and the closest source of platinum was here, where we synthesized everything, that might be bad for the data. Pug? What in the hell are you talking about? These the... Yeah. Alright, that works. Yeah. Alright. Oh, we get to put a floor down. Okay, so we need 4 of these. We need 2 of these. 4 of these. And 2 gray 6x1s. Alright. Having fun, gonna focus on Lego now. I mean, the conversation's fine, I just don't understand it. Oops. I'll deal with that in a second. If aliens show up long after we're dead, will it matter? Because we're all dead. We won't be able to affect anything, and living our life now, assuming that aliens will be here and want exactly what we think they would, is weird. Alright, that now shouldn't fall off. It'll matter to them because they'll know we were sapient. Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense to live your life assuming that an alien race that you don't even know exists is going to want the things that you think they'll want. Instead, hey, we're sapient, why don't we help ourselves first? Alright, flip this thing over again. And then add 2 L pieces. Wait. These, okay. Where do these go? On the bottom of those pieces I placed earlier. It's inevitable? I don't know about that. We don't know that aliens exist at all. Through some weird quirk of random fluctuations in that one pond several billion years ago, we could be the only life in the universe. And we'd never know. Alright, I'm building 2 of these things. Because it says to build 2 of these things. Set you aside again. 2 L's. Oh, we finally get to use these hinges that have been over here. Okay, so these go like this, so I can put the hinge like this. And swing it out like this. No, put the hinge like this. Okay. And then second L goes over here. I'll stop there and do the other. Yeah, I don't think that just because the universe is very big that everything must possibly exist in it. The universe is also very empty. And we don't know that it stretches on infinitely because we can't see past however many light years. We can't see anything moving at, to us, relatively the speed of light. I used to think that until someone made the point that it's less likely that this planet is special. I don't know that special is the word I would use. Special implies some sort of meaning. I don't think there's meaning in it. I think that a random fluctuation of chemicals that were on the planet just happened to form a protein strain. Out of sheer dumb luck. And it was in an environment where that protein strain could last for more than a few seconds, and more protein strains were able to form off of it. Like, that doesn't mean that there's anything special there. It just means that it's unique. That it might not have ever... Well, it doesn't mean it's unique, because it may have happened somewhere else. Or it may have been a different set of circumstances that created a protein chain. But until we have any sort of proof to it, then, you know, it's all speculation. It might not ever... It might have happened on any other planet. We have no idea. What the hell am I building here? I built this thing. Alright, now I have 2 of these things. Now what? They go there and there in opposite corners, which means I'm then going to be building 2 more that are mirrored. Okay, so it goes upside down. And this goes... here. Lined up with that. Alright, so it's in this area. I'm looking at this gray piece in here, the upside down one, underneath the thing. And I'm thinking this black lines up with it, because that's what it looks like. But then the tan hinge goes... Wait. How does this even snap down? There's too much above it. It would have to be... Just do it like this. And then I'll swing this in. Where does this end up? Is it on that tan piece? Oh, actually, yeah. Looking at the mirrored one on the other side, it does end up on this tan piece. Okay. Alright. I think the proof that it's happened once means it's unlikely to only happen once, but I'm not emotionally dependent on it. It's just a natural occurrence that could have happened twice. I bet that's why they made it tan. Oh yeah, that's probably why they made it tan, so that you could see that that's where that went, but... Maybe a lot of people don't build with the book anymore, they build with... the app or something, because I know in the app you can like spin stuff around. Oh right, there is no gray piece over here because we're at the top here, so this is going to be on this L here, and then that'll be there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because in the app you can spin, like every single one of these pages are 3D models that you can spin around and say, okay, where exactly is this going? And see every angle that you need to. Alright, building 2 more of these, but now they're pointing the other way. So this, and this, and this, and another L. And there was something between here? Yeah, blue piece. Okay. Looks right. And then we need clips here and here. Light Two piece here. Two piece here. 6x1. And 1x1. There's one. Right then, this layer with the clips. There we go. And I presume these go on the other corners, absolutely. So this will go here, here. This will go here. And here. All right. So we've got two blue 2x1s left. Those go in here. I feel like adding these before we just built all those others would have given us a guide as to where to put this stuff, but you know what, whatever. And these large ones go here. And these clip to both of the tan pieces. So these will hold everything in. Go. Bags 20 and 21. How big is this? What time is it? It's 7:38. Let's see how big these bags are, and then I'll see how I feel about continuing. These are full-size bags. Next time, next week, when I get back into this, I'll be opening bags 20 and 21. But not today. If it was going to be like open one of these bags, I might do it. But yeah, those are the same size bags as everything else today. That's going to do it for stream. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for chatting. This has been a lot of fun conversation. Coming up next on stream on Wednesday is 2D and Top D, a game recommended by Destiny. Alright, I need a good screenshot of what I've done for the thumbnail. On Friday is more Cobalt Core, because I'm having a lot of fun with that game. And Sunday is more Games with Friends. And if it ends up being Heller, Molly, and myself, then it'll probably be more RV there yet, because that game was fun. And presumably it saved our progress, so it looks like a longer campaign-style game. I'm liking that. And then, of course, more Lego Enterprise next week. Let me put this on the base here. Oh, I know what that hole is now. Right, let me lock this down. Slides back. There it is. Okay, so that's going to be how big this ship is, because that's the front edge. 10 forward would be right here. And then it's going to be some amount wide. Thanks for watching Future Aliens. Yeah, I hope I didn't make a fool of myself to any aliens watching this 4 billion years from now. So yeah, that hole in the top, this gap that I mentioned, you can see that plus down there. That plus hole is in the saucer section, and there's an identical one right below it in the drive section. That's going to be the piece that locks this into place, that I think you have to remove so that you can slide everything out. So that'll be cool. Let me actually... It's very hard to get a good angle of this, huh? I guess it has to be away. Because if I do it like this, it's pointing right at the camera, so you can't get a good angle as to what I've done. I guess I could prop it up, but that kind of... Actually, you know what? If I take it off the stand... and then set it down, you'll get a nice better angle of this. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So I could do... There we go. That's the YouTube thumbnail. If you're watching this on YouTube, you've seen that already. Or you're watching the whole playlist, in which case, thank you. That's going to do it. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see everyone later. Have a good one.